Nama Om Vishnupada Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I think the screen is visible, Shikshashtaka.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
So Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, who appeared as a devotee and gave us this Yuga Dharma, the chanting of his holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So though Lord Chaitanya was known as a great scholar, even in his childhood, he had his own school. And then at a very young age, he confronted one great scholar by name Keshava Kashmiri, and then defeated him. Later on, big um, scholars and philosophers like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, then Prakashananda Saraswati. So if we read Chaitanya Charitamrita, we'll hear how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu convinced such personalities to take to the path of devotion. But he didn't pen down any writings. So that was given to his disciples. So he ordered them to compose the literatures. But otherwise, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu composed only 8 verses. That is what is called Shiksha Ashtakam. Ashtaka means 8 and Shiksha means teachings. So the divine teachings, the Lord summarized as 8 verses. That is what we have as Shiksha Ashtakam. So in fact, there is one chapter itself called, and if you read in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is one verse, the very famous verse, Atmarama verse in Bhagavatam, which says, even self-realized souls who are already beyond jurisdiction of matter, who have realized themselves that they are different from the body and spirit soul, they also get attracted to Krishna. Atma Rama Shamunayo Nirgrantha api urukrame kurvanti ahetu kim bhaktim ittam bhuta gunohari. So there is a discussion Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, where 61 different ways he explained this verse. So it's a single verse, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so profound. So 61 different ways he explained the same shloka, same verse. So there is one chapter itself we can go through the 61 different explanations of the Atmarama verse. Anyway, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a great scholar, but he did not have to take up the work of writing down all those philosophy and other books. So that he gave it to his disciples, the Goswamis. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the essence. The essence. This is the 8 verses which he has penned down or he has spoken. In a summary, the whole our Krishna consciousness movement, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has summarized. The very first one, it says, Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvapanam Shreyah Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandambudi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. So the first thing that actually happens to all of us as we start chanting the Maha Mantra, the Hare Krishna mantra, is that we get definitive understanding, we get conviction that we are not the body. So that will immediately come as soon as we start chanting. So for so long, we may be having so many doubts of where we don't see the soul, how is the soul present, because so many theories people have about life. They think finally it is some chemical combination. It is some, that's what we always are taught in schools, colleges. But somebody starts chanting Hare Krishna, this much will definitely come. You will feel, yes, I am different from the body. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, yes, the first thing that will happen. And then he explains the transcendental knowledge comes, then the real happiness comes, and then the perfection of life will come. So that's why he says, Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. So Param Vijayate, all glories to this chanting of the Lord's holy names, which is the Yuga Dharma. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Nam Nam Akhari Baudha Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamitaha Smaranena Kalaha Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrisham Iha Jani Nanuraga. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings. And thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. So actually, it is said, we heard the story of Ajamila. How we had to just chant once the name of Narayana. Or we know how Draupadi, once helplessly she called out Govinda. So that is the power of the Lord's name. The Lord's name and Lord is non-different. Nama, Namina, Abhinnatvat. So there is no difference. But presently, our position is we have not developed the taste. To chant these names of the Lord, we have to cultivate taste. So we have taste for so many things in this world, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking our position and saying, my Lord, I don't have taste. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sada harihi. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and one should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. So here the example is given, just like a grass, we walk over the grass. So the grass doesn't complain. It again, after we pass, we go over, it again comes back to its normal position. And even the tree, we are taking so much benefit from the tree. One day, finally, we cut down the tree. The tree also tolerates. So there is living entities as grass, as the tree. But just an example for us to know how we are taking up spiritual life. We have to be humble, we have to be meek, we have to be tolerant. So we cannot expect that all the things all the time will be favorable. So there will be difficulties. So, but we are expected to be humble, understand our position. We are expected to be tolerant. But Prahlad Maharaj suffered so much. How much he had to tolerate? The Pandavas had to tolerate. So like that. So it is said, somebody tolerates, somebody is meek, humble. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, he can actually chant the names of the Lord always. Kirtaniyaha sadahari. That is our goal. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara yudhyacha mayyarpita manobuddhir mame vaishyasya samshayaha. So Arjuna, therefore, you have to all the time think about me and then do your prescribed duty of fighting. So to think about Krishna always means to chant his names. So that will become possible when we have this state of mind. We understand our position, our littleness of existence, and then we try to become tolerant, and we give respect to everyone, not expecting unnecessary respect to ourselves. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that is the way to chant the Lord's name constantly. Kirtaniya Sadahari. Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Vishame Bhavam Buddho Kripaya Tavapada Pankaja Sitaduli Sadrisham. Which in there? I missed one. No, this is correct. Okay, there is one which is missed. Yeah, last time also we noticed. Okay. There is this Nadanam Najanam Na Sundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavatat Bhakti Rahaitu Kitai. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I don't want Dhana. I don't want Jana. I don't want Sundarim Kavita. So these are all our material desires. We want money, we want wealth, we want women. So we want all this for our sense gratification. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I don't want anything of this. Then I don't want even liberation. Otherwise we think, let me become free from all this material entanglements. Let me achieve moksha. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I don't want even that. Then he says, what I want your causeless devotional service, life after life. So this is the final, our original position as living entities, as eternal servants of the Lord. This is a natural right, we say, fundamental rights, birthright, so many things we say. So our natural right is to lovingly serve the Lord. So in that state, we actually experience unlimited joy, unlimited happiness. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I want that devotion, that attitude of devotion, which is the eternal position of every living entity. I want that. I don't want anything else. So, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kavaye mama janmani janmanishware bhavatat bhaktir haitu kitvai. So devotee doesn't want even the happiness. He just wants to serve Krishna. So automatically the spiritual joy is there. But otherwise, a devotee per se just wants to please Krishna. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavambudo Kripaya Tavapada Pankaje Sitaduli Sadrisham Vichintaya. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other, I have fallen into this ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. So, our position is we are servants of the Lord, but we don't know when we have left the Lord and we have come into this material world. We don't know how many lifetimes, we don't know how many years. It is anadi, it is said one way, almost like without beginning. There is a beginning, but it is so long that we don't know. So, our position is to pray to the Lord. So, Lord, kindly be merciful upon me and please lift me. So, I am now lost in this material world, like somebody drowning in the ocean. That is my position. So, my Lord, kindly show me your mercy. So, yeah, that is a prayer. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is praying to Lord. How we should pray, to the Lord. So, Nanda Tanuja, son of Maharaj Nanda. So, we approach the Lord by relating to through his devotees. Then directly the Lord through his devotees, we relate more easily to the Lord. That's why he's saying Nanda Tanuja, son of Nanda Maharaj. Then the final three stanzas, they're more higher and higher levels, wherein as we start chanting, as we practice chanting this Maha Mantra, we should find these changes in our spiritual life, in our higher advanced stages. Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? When will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? So actually that has to happen by chanting Lord's name, Hari, Gauranga, Krishna. It is all not ordinary sound vibration, ordinary words. It is the Lord himself. So in touch with the Lord, these spiritual symptoms are supposed to manifest. Yugaitam nimeshena chakshusha pravrishaitam shonyaitam jagat sarvam govinda virahena me. Oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all wicked in the world in your absence. Yes. So, final verse. Ashrishya va padaratam pinashtu mam adarshanan marmahatam karotu va yata tata va vidadatu lampato mat prananata susa eva na para. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally. So this is the perfection wherein a devotee just wants to serve the Lord. So this is the mood of Srimati Radharani, the highest devotee of the Lord. So the Lord may be sometimes kind, the Lord may not be sometimes. So the Lord is always kind anyway, but the position of a devotee is to be helplessly praying to the Lord. So this is the final perfection. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is the Mahabhava, the stage where it is said a devotee just wants to please Krishna. He doesn't want, now at a lower stage we want to please Krishna because we want this, we want that, we want to be freed from material miseries. So many we have all these things. But the highest stage wherein a devotee just wants to please Krishna. So that's what it is in this verse. So you may embrace me, you may make me broken hearted. So whatever, you are my Lord unconditionally. So as we practice chanting of the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. One way this Shiksha Ashtaka is also saying the different levels which we go through and we finally reach perfection of pure devotional service to the Lord. So this is the beautiful prayers composed by the Lord himself, Lord Chaitanya. So tomorrow also again I think they will go through, they will tell these verses in that Sankalpa program. So now we'll start the today's session. Today's session I wanted to touch upon the chapter 1. Chapter 1, not much, all of you have also seen previously in the introductory session itself. It was nicely covered. The PPTs were showing how there are 5 reasons why Arjuna did not want to fight the war. So we'll just revise it through. Yes, there is some small video, audio mostly it is. Okay.
We are at the present moment in our material condition, we are manufacturing ideas and being baffled also because it is the business of the mind to create something and again reject it. Mind will think of it, yes, let me do this. It will decide, oh, better not to do this. This is called sankalpa vikalpa, deciding and rejecting. And this is due to our unsteady condition in the material platform. But when we decide to act according to the supreme consciousness, at that stage there is no such duality that let me do it or let me not do it. No. There is only one thing. Let me do it. Let me do it. Because it is sanctioned by the superior consciousness. The whole Bhagavad Gita is based on these principles of life.
The Supreme Person Sri Govinda Deva is speaking the supreme science in Bhagavad Gita. How to establish our eternal loving relationship of service with Him. What more do we need? I offer my respects to Gita, which was spoken by the Lord, endowed with perfect qualities. It's a work by which the ocean of ignorance meets its complete end, by which pure bhakti becomes fully nourished to the highest degree, and by which the supreme truth, normally difficult to understand, becomes eternally manifest. So this is the summary. The Lord spoke most of the verses, 575 of them. Arjuna spoke about 83, Sanjaya spoke about 41, and Dhritarashtra spoke 1. So if we total everything, it comes to 700. So the first chapter is where Arjuna is hesitating to fight, but then he heard the Lord wants him to fight. So he offered himself to surrender to Krishna, and then he sacrificed. So here we have the various instances wherein great devotees, great personalities are sacrificed. So just like Prahlad, Bhakta Prahlad, he sacrificed his own relationship with his father, Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu was a very powerful demon. He was controlling the whole universe practically. So, but still, uh, in his service to Lord, he gave up this relationship with his father, Hiranyakashipu. There was nothing otherwise. A small boy, but Hiranyakashipu was so adamant. He did not want to accept the Lord. He was so antagonistic because his brother had been killed. And even before that, he was full of demonic tendencies. So he did not want to encourage Prahlad to practice devotional service. And Prahlad Maharaj kept trying to tell his father, but his father cannot change. And finally, the Lord had to come and kill him. We know the whole story. So we find how Bhakta Prahlad was ready to give up his affectionate relationship with his father. We have the instance in Bhagavatam where Hiranyakashipu is patting his son like any affectionate father will do. But still, Prahlad was so fixed in devotion that he was always trying to tell his father to take up devotional service. Once when father asks, what is the best thing you learned? Prahlad Maharaj says, yes, devotional service to Lord is the best thing you do. And then he advises father, better person like you should completely take shelter of the Lord. So give up your material life. So he advises his father. Hitvatma patam grahamanda kupam vanam gatoyet arimashrayeta. So he advises his father also, Bhakta Prahlad. Similarly, we have the Chatush Kumaras. So anybody can say how they were also involved in sacrificing for Krishna. Anybody wants to raise their hand and explain? Chatush Kumaras, they gave their affection. They sacrificed for Krishna. So how they sacrificed? They sacrificed that father-son relationship, what we can say. Anybody knows the story? Satush Kumara. Roshni Mata, Dube Mataji, you can say. You can unmute. Okay, yeah. Again, you are muted, Mataji. Yeah.
Mataji, you can unmute yourself. Roshni Mataji.
Yes,
Mataji,
yes,
maybe I
Mataji.
muted her. You can.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Actually, Brahmadeva wanted all the four Kumaras to beget children and involve in family life, but four Kumaras refused him, and they continued on the path of self-realization. So
Yeah.
that was the story there.
Very
Maybe.
good.
Hope I am right.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So normally in the ordinary sense that should not be done, but this was a special instance wherein they were so advanced, the Kumaras, so they refused to follow the order of Brahma. Brahma is not an ordinary person. He is appointed directly by the Lord to carry on the work of creation. So definitely his great responsibilities are there on behalf of the Lord. But when he ordered his children, they refused. They said, no, we just want to continue like this and perfect our life. So they refused. That's what he's showing here. They sacrificed that thing for the sake of the Lord. Then we have this older brother, younger brother, Vibhishana. So was the younger brother of Ravana. He sacrificed that relationship. Similarly, now that's what we are seeing. The Arjuna, they are giving up that affectionate relationship with his grandfather, with their teacher, with their cousins, because the Lord wanted to establish dharma. So to participate in that, he was ready to give up his affectionate relationship. So this is an important thing to sacrifice for Krishna. Then we have this Bali Maharaj who sacrificed his guru Shukracharya. So Shukracharya said to Bali Maharaj, no, don't give this to Vamana Deva. Don't give this promise, 3 steps of land. No, they will take, he will take away everything. But no, he didn't hesitate. But then by that he became Mahajana, very great personality. Then we have Yagnik Brahmana Patnis. So these are again great devotees of the Lord who had heard about the Lord. They were just staying little outside Vrindavana. They had heard about Krishna, but they didn't have a personal contact with him. So there was one instance when Krishna, along with his friends, were grazing in the nearby forest. They felt so hungry, particularly the Krishna's friends felt hungry. They requested Krishna if we can have something. So Krishna said, see, nearby there is some yagna going on. A lot of Yagnik Brahmanas, they have assembled and they are doing. You ask them. So they went there, they asked them, they refused to give. Then they came back. Krishna told, you ask their wives. They are my great devotees. Definitely they will give. So they heard Krishna. Immediately they rushed with all their food they had prepared for the yagna. So though they were stopped by their husbands, their fathers, their sons, whoever, because women are protected. So, but still they went forward to serve Krishna. So that is the story of Yagnik Brahmanas, Yagnik Brahmana Patnis. So they knew the final thing is to please Krishna. So that's how we see great personalities are sacrificed for the sake of Krishna like that. Then here we have Bharat Maharaj. We heard Bharat Maharaj who took birth as a deer. Then again, later he took birth as a Jada Bharata. He achieved perfection. So at a very young age, he gave up his family, went for self-realization. So we have so many instances in our whole Vedic scriptures wherein great people have taken up this path, of austerity, of sacrifice. So to please the Lord, to achieve perfection. So for now, for us, it is not recommended that we give up like this in Kali Yuga, but at least some time we should sacrifice. What is recommended for us is we sacrifice just like you all kindly come. So you are sacrificing your time to hear, understand Bhagavad Gita, discuss Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, we sacrifice our time daily to chant the Mahamantra. So particularly Srila Prabhupada says, he says, if you can chant 16 rounds of the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So many of you had already taken up Sankalpa last time. So few of you are taking up tomorrow. 1 round, 1 into 108. That same thing, if you can increase, it is like, this is the base level where we are starting off. But then it's only a question of practice. Nothing much in a day, hardly 1.5 to 2 hours. We chant the Mahamantra, we can see how much benefit is there. So this sacrifice we can make to Allah. Chanting is made. This Sankirtana Yagna. This is what is recommended for us. So the first chapter, we have the overview, the first 26 verses. This is called Observing the Armies. Then last, next, the part is Arjuna's lamentation, reasons why he will not fight. So even in that first 26 verses, the first 13 are supposed to be the preparations for war, wherein first of all, Dhritarashtra asks what is happening. Then Sanjaya describes the scene. Then there are the descriptions of the signs of victory on the for Pandavas. Then Krishna as Bhakta Vatsala. So we'll just run through. Already we have, I think these are all, you're all aware of this. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samavetayutsavaha mamaka pandavaschaiva kimakurvata Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after assembling in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, what did my sons and sons of Pandu do, being desirous to fight? So then in answer to this, Sanjay starts describing how Duryodhana felt. He felt what an arrangement being made by Drishtadyumna. Then he rushed to his guru, Dronacharya, and he said, who are all there on my side, all the chieftains. Then he started comparing the chieftains on the side of Pandavas, relative strengths and weaknesses. And he said, definitely victory will be for me. That is the first 13 verses. Then Krishna, before that, Bhishma Pitama sounded his conch shell to encourage the Duryodhana. After that, Krishna and Arjuna, they sounded their conch shells. So that is where a lot of signs are being spoken of that will indicate the victory is on the part of the Pandavas, their conch shell. Then the statement that on the part of Duryodhana, they are ready to give up their life. Then the chariot being given by Agni Deva. Then he had that Pashupatastra. So all those are signs. Then the Kapidvaja, Arjuna having that flag of Hanuman. So they're all the signs of victory being spoken of there. Then Arjuna requests Krishna, Achyuta. So Achyuta means infallible. Achyuta means fallible, Achyuta means infallible. So he says, you have agreed to become my charioteer. You have agreed to accept my order. So now I request you to place my chariot between the two armies. Then the Arjuna's reasoning why he will not fight. So anybody will say the 5 reasons. Any devotees can pick us. Every one of you know, I think, but anyway, we'll just revise. Archana Mataji, okay. You can unmute yourself, Mataji.
First one is compassion.
Yes.
Then no enjoyment
Yes.
in this, and it is sinful
Yes.
fighting with the family members, and the family traditions may go down.
Yes.
And the fifth one is indecision.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So we'll just see those verses already. Yeah. So Kripaya, the 27th verse talks about Arjuna out of compassion declined to fight. Kripaya paraya Vishnu vishidan idam abravit. Then the second reason, Shreya, there is no Shreya, there is no good after killing all these people. There's no material happiness. My own people I kill, and what will I enjoy without them? Having all this opulence, all this kingdom, what I will do? Then papam, it's a great sin, killing so many people just for our own satisfaction. Then the fourth one, destruction of the family tradition. So there are various things given in the destruction of family tradition. So what will happen? The women folk become without any proper guardian, and then they may be exploited, and then the unwanted population, the Varna Sankara, will come. So they don't follow any religious rules and regulations, and without the guidance of the senior people, without the following of the dharma by the younger generation, then the shraddha and all the work which is to be routinely to be done as a gratitude to the forefathers, ancestors, that will all stop. So without this, they may also fall down. They may not achieve their better position after death. So they may still continue to suffer. And also people who are here, they also, without following religious principles, they also go to hell. So that's what it is said. All the family and community welfare projects will be stopped. Kula Dharma will be lost. Yes. Then this is in the second chapter, the 5th reason. Arjuna says, he says, Nachaitad vidmaha kataranno gariyo yadva jayema yadivano jayeyu yaneva hatva na jijivamash te avasita pramukhe dhartarashtra. So he is confused. whether to fight or not to fight, which is better. So he's totally in double mind. So that is when he surrenders to Krishna. So this is the surrendering shloka of Bhagavad Gita, the second chapter, 7th verse. So where he says, Arjuna, I take your shelter. Please kindly you instruct me what I have to do. What is my duty? So I do not know. I really don't know what to do. So we have some here, how here we see this Gajendra. So Gajendra is a great devotee of the Lord, who also in that difficult situation when actually this is a pastime which happened in a higher planet. It is not on the earth which happened. So a very powerful elephant, not an elephant what we see in this world. So it is such a powerful elephant. It is said even the lions used to be afraid in the heavenly planet wherever this pastime happened. So one such day, the Gajendra, he was the king of the elephants. He came to the water, the name of that water, the place is given. So when he came there, there was a crocodile. That is also not an ordinary crocodile, a very big, huge crocodile. So that came and caught Gajendra. So Gajendra, if it was a land, it is not a difficult thing for the elephant. Elephant will just stamp down or just with its tusk and throw off the crocodile. So it is so powerful. But because it is caught in water, well, it's not its natural habitat. So it is stuck. So it is said a long time the battle went on between the elephant and the crocodile. And there were all those family members of the elephant, Gajendra. So there was his wife, his friends, everybody were there, so many. But nobody could save them. So that was when Gajendra finally remembers the verses which he was chanting in the previous lifetime. Gajendra was actually previous life king by name Maharaj Indradyumna, was a great devotee, but some curse, it so happened that even he was in the forest meditating on the Lord, he happened to see, he happened to see, there happened to cross a sage to cross across. So he was walking across a sage and he saw this Indradyumna Maharaj is in meditation and he was smiling. But the king, he had some bodily deformity or something like that. But anyway, I think Agastya only. So he saw that he's not respecting him. So with that thing, understanding, taking it as an offense, the king is not respecting a sage. So that's how he cursed him. You become an elephant, a dumb animal. He became an elephant. That was how the king had to become Gajendra. And then, but even then, up until now, he is living as an animal, as a king of the elephants. But now, in this difficult situation, he remembers the verses he chanted in the previous life. So it is said in the devotional service, what we do, it's always there with us. Salpamopi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So at a right time, the Lord gives us the remembrance. Just like Gajendra got the remembrance of the prayers, he started offering these prayers to the Lord. And even though it is said very nearby there were the Devatas, he didn't pray to Devatas. And Devatas also, they saw he's not praying to us, so why we go and help him? So they also stayed back. But then it was the Lord who came all the way from Vaikuntha to save him. So immediately he lifted him and killed the crocodile. And then the Devatas immediately rushed. They were thinking maybe we should have helped. The Lord has personally come. Maybe we could have done the job, they felt. But then finally the Gajendra was taken back to home, back to Godhead. So that is the glorious life of Gajendra. So many things are there to learn in this pastime. Also, it is said for somebody, it may be very easy to practice spiritual life as a brahmachari. For somebody, it may be very easy to practice as a grihastha. So there are different stages: brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyas. So for every person, it may be different. What is most suitable? Just like it is said, this crocodile is very, very comfortable animal in water. If it was on land, it was not a difficult thing for the elephant, the Gajendra, to kill him. So that is his natural habitat on the land. So for a crocodile, its natural habitat is water. So everybody like that as a particular thing. Somebody may be more comfortable to practice spiritual life as a brahmachari. Somebody may be more comfortable to practice his life as a grihastha. But the most important thing is you should continue fighting. Prabhupada says we are in this world of Maya, world of illusion. So we are all caught up in this bodily conception of life. We have forgotten who we are. We have forgotten who is Krishna. We have forgotten our eternal relationship with Krishna. So we are battling this Maya, this war of illusion. So it says the war should go on. Somebody is a brahmachari or somebody is grihastha, doesn't matter. But the war of fighting with the Maya should go on. So how the war will go on? By chanting Hare Krishna. So this is the war, by constantly chanting the Lord's name and praying for the Lord. This is the way we can fight against Maya. So this is a very beautiful instance. So Gajendra took shelter of the Lord, and the Lord saved him. So here we have the instance of Brahma taking shelter of Lord Krishna. Actually, this is particularly referring to the Brahma Vimohana Leela. But otherwise, we know when the creation happens, when Brahma is born as the son of Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu, there is nobody. That's in the beginning. So Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu, who is lying down in the Garbhodaka Samudra. Every Brahmanda is half covered with water. So the Lord lies down as Garbhodaka Vishnu, the second form of the Lord after Mahavishnu, the second Purusha incarnation. So from his navel is born Brahma. So Brahma, when he is born, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what is his duty, where I'm coming from, what is the purpose of, nothing he knows. So he's trying to search by his own endeavors in the beginning. But later he hears the word tapa from the Lord, and then he starts meditating, he starts practicing austerities. So Brahma himself practiced great austerities, and he takes shelter of the Lord. And then the Lord reveals the Vedas, then reveals his form, and then orders him to carry on the duties of creation. So Brahma is taking shelter of the Lord. So they're all giving us the examples. Indra is here taking shelter of the Lord. After that, Govardhana Giri pastime. This is, I think, the instance when Bhudevi is approached Brahma, and they all have gone to Ksheerasagara. This one, particularly this, I think, they all have gone to Ksheerasagara to beg the Lord to as a solution to so much adharma in the world. So always the devatas are praying to the Lord. They are taking shelter of the Lord. So it behooves us also to take shelter of the Lord, following in their footsteps. This is the instance of anybody can say this. What is this instance? An instance wherein, just like Arjuna is surrendering to Krishna, so we have this instance, one more instance.
Prabhuji, when Parikshit Maharaj put the snake around the neck.
Yes. So who is Parikshit Maharaj?
He is the grandson of Arjuna.
He was the next king after Yudhishthira Maharaj, Rajarshi. So once it so happened, he was going in the forest hunting. So previously it was not hunting for some enjoyment or anything like that. So kings had also to maintain law and order in the forests, because a lot of sages are living there. Whenever there is a lot of wild animals, so they will have to maintain law and order for them to live peacefully, to practice spiritual life. Not only that, this also gives them an opportunity to prepare themselves for a war in any eventuality in future. So once like that, on that excursion, Parikshit Maharaj got lost from his friends, and that is when got lost from all his servants, his ministers and all. So he alone approaches a hermitage, so to get some water. He was so feeling so much thirsty, which not have normally happened. But seeing that the sage is in deep meditation, he thought maybe because Kali Yuga has come in, he's just pretending to be doing meditation. So that was why he puts a dead snake here. But then it is said, because it was the previous time, the later the sage's son, so he curses, he gives the curse, let the king die by within 7 days. So such powerful previously. Now we have nobody to give such curses, nobody having such power. Previous times it used to be there. So that is when Parikshit Maharaj gives up his kingdom, and he comes to the bank of Yamuna, and then Shukadev Goswami, son of Vedavyasa, comes to instruct Bhagavatam. So this is all where we see so many instances. They are all taking shelter of great personalities, like Arjuna is taking shelter of Krishna. So all these people are taking shelter of Krishna's representatives and perfecting their life. That is when he says this, Anyata te avyakta gater darshanam naha katam rinam nitharam niyamananam samsiddhasya vaniyasaha. So he says, Parikshit Maharaj says, otherwise, without being inspired by Lord Krishna, how is it that you have voluntarily appeared here, although you are moving incognito to the common man, are not visible to us or on the verge of death? So Shukadev Goswami, until that time, he was not staying anywhere. He was continuously traveling. But he was inspired by the Lord to go and guide Parikshit Maharaj. So it is said, it is showing that we only have to become sincere in our devotion service, and the Lord will arrange everything. Just like now Arjuna, because of his sincerity, the Lord is personally guiding him. Similarly, every instance we see the Lord guiding through the great devotees, through the acharyas. So we from our side have to become little sincere. And Kali Yuga, which keep chanting Hare Krishna, everything will be done. So that is the only qualification, the most important qualification we have to acquire. You are the spiritual master of great saints and devotees. I am therefore begging you to show the way of protection for all persons, and especially for one who is about to die. Yes. So first chapter, second chapter, there is some little more discussion. Maybe when we take it up on Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll split into two parts. It's in a little bigger presentation, the second chapter. So, but more importantly, this second level of Gita, you have to, every one of you have to read the Bhagavad Gita. You already have this Bhagavad Gita, I believe. Many of you might be having. Otherwise, the PDF is shared by our admins. So kindly go through them. So the questions I will share in the groups. So what are the questions for the first chapter? So the same things you can prepare and you can write there. So because in the beginning, maybe this is better for you to learn the particular subject matter. So that will be better. So I'll share them. Then you can prepare yourself. The first chapter, read through the shloka translation, the purport. And any questions on that, you can come up on the any next class. You can always come back, ask those questions. There is one more small video stressing the books, the distribution of this literature, the spiritual literature. Srila Prabhupada has written down. Maybe with this, just 5-10 minutes. Then after that, I'll take the questions.
सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज।
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
country by aeroplane, not to see your country. I have come for Krishna's business, to see if I can induce you to Krishna consciousness. We have no means to advertise very much, but our advertisement is the Sankirtan movement. We go from city to city, street to street, to invoke the spiritual consciousness of man. There is already there.
Jai Jai Prabhupada, Vande Guru Shri Charanarindam, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Personal qualification, but I simply tried to satisfy my Guru. That's all. My Guru Maharaj asked me that if you get some money to print books, therefore I am stressing on this point. Where is book? Where is book? Where is book? So kindly help me. This is my request.
It is simply awake. This spiritual consciousness, Krishna consciousness, is already there in everybody. Otherwise, how these European, American, other foreign country boys and girls they are taking? It is already there. Simply it has to be awakened by this transcendental vibration. The transcendental vibration, just like we are chanting, this is one vibration. And these books are bigger vibrations. This when we chant Hare Krishna mantra, a few words, people can hear, here is Hare Krishna. But my Guru Maharaj used to say that this is Brihat Mridanga. Mridanga, that drum you have seen. That is small Mridanga. If I beat on this drum, maybe a few words people can hear from few words. But this is, the books are distributed. It can go from country to country, from continent to continent. Actually, it is so happening. So our only appeal is that all booksellers, all publishers may come forward and cooperate with us and distribute the transcendental literature. It is unique thought. They will find something sublime and will benefit it.
Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution is one of the most foremost activities of the Hare Krishna movement. The purports in these books, written by Srila Prabhupada, are his supreme expression of compassion on the fallen conditioned souls. One example is of my father. Because of the mercy of some devotee, some book distributor, he got some books of Srila Prabhupada. Even before he came in touch with any temple, he studied Srimad Bhagavatam and was convinced by the philosophy of Krishna consciousness.
These books are not just words, they are the love and compassion of Srila Prabhupada. They are his blood and sweat, his years of sleepless nights, his hard work in following the instruction of his spiritual master, an order he held so dear to his heart. Srila Prabhupada invested so much energy into writing these books. And the least we can do is to read them and to distribute them, to give it to the world, to let them experience the beauty and the love that exists in these pages.
Srila Prabhupada built a house in which the whole world can live.
At this year's Ratha Yatra of Lord Jagannath, I saw this life coming through my daughter. Seeing other book distributors, she took a Bhagavad Gita, raised it high above her head so people can see the book, and started approaching them. She was determined convinced, serious, fearless, fully alive and present. And people reacted to this. They took the books. I reacted to this. I reacted to this life coming through. How fortunate I am to have received this gift of Srila Prabhupada.
It has taught a businessman the real business of life, because we think that business means only trade. But Srila Prabhupada has taught us the real business of mankind, of humanity. Through his books, I have not only learned spirituality, but also how to balance life. He has taught us to be the perfect father, to be the perfect husband, to be the perfect son. Srila Prabhupada for me has been like a father, that father who is an ever well-wisher of his child. Had it not been for his books, I really do not know what my life would be. Once again, I would repeat, the real meaning of business has been taught to me by Srila Prabhupada, because the real business of our human life is to understand where we come from and where is our journey from where we are.
Thank you all devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you all devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. So we are
Bharati Mataji, you can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhuji, all these days I was attending Dr. Aishwarya Mataji's class. Now, because since the time was not convenient for me, I want to shift to your class because this time is convenient for me. Can you please add me into the group, Prabhuji?
No problem, Mataji. You can continue to be in that group, Mataji. You will post the links there also. Same.
Even the notes is posted, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, it's posted. It's posted. They are posting it. I am also checking that. Same thing. Same thing. Not an issue, Mataji.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. And thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. It was really very nice.
No, Mataji, just that we went through. The same thing. The content is the same. The first chapter. Let us see like that.
Okay, okay. Thank you,
You've
Prabhuji.
already taken up the Sankalpa, Mataji, or you'll be taking up tomorrow?
I am actually, I've taken up for 108. I'm doing already, Prabhuji.
Already. Nice, Mataji.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, this question is from Ruchika Mataji. She says she want to observe Ekadashi fast tomorrow. Kindly let her know that she can consume soya milk and soya curd?
Soya we don't consume. Soya is not. Soya we don't consume. Soya we don't consume. Ordinary milk, curd we consume. Then the groundnuts, the vegetables. There are different levels. Devotees observe. So first level is some devotees don't even take even water. That's the highest level. But many of us are not used to it. So we can take some water. That is also difficult. So we can take some fruits, vegetables. That is more ideal, fruits and vegetables. But many times that is also, we are not so, we're feeling weak. So that case, we can make some preparations, some cooked preparations, some boiled groundnuts or some nylon sagu, then some vegetables, boiled vegetables, So many preparations we can make with this, but the grains should be kept off. But soya we cannot take. I think soya we should not take.
Dr. G. Om Prakash, Prabhuji, you can unmute yourself.
Namaskar. Hare Krishna.
Namaskar, Prabhuji.
What is the meaning of Sistastakam book? What is that?
Yeah, Ashtakam means 8 verses. Ashtakam. Shiksha means teaching. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this teaching to us, the whole essence of the philosophy in 8 verses. That's why it's called Shiksha Ashtakam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Shiksha Ashtakam, we can say. Or Chaitanya Shiksha Ashtakam, it is said. In brief, Shiksha Ashtakam. Shiksha.
Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. What is the importance of that? Kurukshetra, I think it is religious rituals are performed there.
Yes, the Kurukshetra from Vedic times, very old times, the place itself was said to be very, very holy place. So when Devatas used to come and do the Kurukshetra Dharma Machare, there is some statement said like that. So one can do some yagnas and all into Kurukshetra. It is very beneficial. So like Vrindavan, like Mathura, Haridwar, so many holy places. Some places are special place. Kurukshetra is one of them.
So actually, where it is located presently?
Haryana. Presently.
So what is the body, mind, soul, and part of the soul also in the heart? So when soul and part of the Bhagavan soul also present in our heart, why we are able to do sins, all those things, they are not guiding?
When we are part of the Lord, why we are doing the sinful activities? That is your question.
Actually,
yeah, we have that small freedom.
Our soul and part of the soul of Bhagavan also in our heart.
No, Krishna is a supreme soul.
Right.
Krishna is supreme soul, supreme personality. So right. He, out of his love, out of his kindness, he comes as Paramatma. Paramatma and lives along with us as a friend, as a well-wisher.
Right.
So Krishna is
also with us, with our soul. Why we
Krishna does not have the like he doesn't have the we have this instincts that I want to enjoy, I want to boss over. So though we are not, we are very actually small portion of the Lord, just like a small particle, but we have this tendency to become, to show our power, to show our strength, to boss over. So because of that we are suffering. Our existence is very little, very small. Krishna is always the supreme Lord, supreme personality, but we as a part is supposed to serve the whole. Like my finger, small hand, it has to serve the whole body, but sometimes maybe it may feel independent. So every one of us have that independent nature that Krishna has given us. Being his part, Krishna is supremely independent. Independence is one of his quality. So as a part, as the quality of the whole, we have the partial independence. Our independence is partial, but still misusing that partial independence, we become Krishna has created this world of illusion for us to falsely feel ourselves independent, falsely feel ourselves enjoy. So due to the misuse of that partial independence, we become conditioned. Otherwise, if we do not misuse that partial independence, we are always in liberated state. That is in the spiritual world. The living entities are always liberated. They are not under any illusion. They are not under any ignorance. They have not misused their free will. They have not misused their independence at any time.
When Bhagavan is already controlling us, why we are going in the wrong direction? Some freedom is given, therefore we are misusing.
Yes, some freedom is always given, because without that freedom, the question of love doesn't exist. Love comes in when there is some freedom. You choose to love, or you may not choose to love. You may not choose to serve. You may choose to serve. So when that is there, that relationship becomes very nice. If it was forced, then there is a question of love. So,
force we cannot love.
Yeah, forced thing will not last long. For some time it will last, but after some time it will fall apart. So actually, a living entity lovingly chooses to serve Krishna. So that is that is always liberated in that state. But when we feel, why not independent of the Lord? Why not enjoy independent of the Lord? So then it cannot happen. So Krishna brings us to this material world. He has created this Maya energy. So, and then we try to feel here that we are very big. Every living entity we see feels we are special. So that is how this world runs.
Can you share the Bhagavad Gita PDF or Bhagavatam PDF? Is it possible?
We have the links, Prabhuji. There you can read directly. The Veda base and all that. Veda base, if you type Veda base, you get all the books of Srila Prabhupada there. Veda base, VEDABASE.
We'll send it in group, Prabhuji.
I will send Mataji. Yeah, you can send Mataji. Yeah.
Vedabase?
Vedabase.com, vedabase.com, Gita base. Even there are some apps, Gita base, so you can download. In that mobile, you can, mobile apps also you can read. Veda base, Gita base. Share Mataji.
Yeah. Neelam Mataji, you can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhuji, my doubt is in Shikshashtakam. Actually, it's like in the second verse or the second verse, it is given that, and even in the third verse, given that you have to be humble. And it's like it's been compared like the grass, you walk over it and then again it comes back, like the tree, it has to give its fruits. Like it's about it's mentioned saying that you have to have the quality of humbleness.
Humbleness.
Has Prabhuji, my doubt is in the practical life, when we deal with people around and when we, whether it is professional, even at home or anything, if we follow that thing as humbleness, people take it as a weakness. Prabhuji, that's like,
yeah,
they take it as a weakness.
Yeah.
So, so how that can be? I mean, like I understand that
yeah. Internally, we have to have that attitude, but externally, Vyavaharika level, it is said, depends on our particular role. So if you act like that, then if the children are very small, very young, you have to be strict with them. If you otherwise, how will they grow properly? Otherwise, a teacher, for a student, one has to be instructor. If you act like that humbly, then what they will, So there are particular roles, the duties what we have. But internally our feeling that I am nothing, the feeling that we feel that we are something special. So humility proper gives the definition, not to expect honor for oneself. Material conception of life makes us feel that always we keep demanding respectability. So that feeling should not be there. It is like something like a food for the our conditioned living. Just like we have food, without food we feel tired. Similarly, in our material world, material existence, we want this food, that kind of a respect. People around us, people should give us, should treat us specially. So it is like a food which we expect for our in our material condition life. So that we should not have. We should not be hankering after this food like that. Material deception, it is said. That way we can evaluate ourselves, try to contemplate, and we have to cultivate. So internally we should know, but externally in the world we live in, we have to be practical.
Prabhuji, along with that,
that story is told when one serpent, it becomes a disciple of Narad Muni, and then it really stopped biting everybody. So everybody started throwing stones at it, and then after some time Narad Muni visited, he saw it is having marks all over its body. So then Narad Muni said, I never told you that, okay, I told you that you should practice, you should stop your bad habit of biting people. That is fine, I instructed you. But I never, but you should always raise your hood so that people will run away, seeing you in that state. So like that, so in our day-to-day life, maybe we will have to act, but we should not become overly affected that we lose ourselves. So there must be some control, the anger, whatever. So it should be controlled. It should not be going out of control. So once it goes out of control, Krishna said, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, they are our enemies. So that way it should be under our control, and not that we totally say, okay, anything people can do, whatever, I will. No, it's not like that. It's not like that.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Prabhuji, there were some stories that you have shared while the shlokas. I think that is not there in Bhagavad Gita. Overall, in Bhagavad Gita, that's not there, Prabhuji. So where can we find those stories? Like
Bhagavatam. All these are from the Bhagavatam.
Okay,
Bhagavatam. So I think we will share that Bhagavatam also. You can start reading. Yeah, I think every day morning 5:30 to 6, Prabhuji is taking Bhagavatam only. Namanish Prabhu, so His Grace Namanish Prabhu. So 5:35 to 5:45 they do the chanting. Actually, it is there from 4:30 the Mangalarti. Then after that devotees are chanting, but most of the devotees join by 5:30, 5:45. So Prabhu is reading from the Bhagavatam. I think they're in second canto already. But just a translation they are reading, I think. Yeah, translation. So you will get a brief overview there, Mataji. Just 15 minutes every day they have, 5:45 to 6. Otherwise, we will share the link. You can read through at your leisure, the Bhagavatam.
Okay, Prabhu.
Bhagavatam. Yes, Mataji.
Shared, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Barkha Mataji, you can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhuji, yesterday you told that you will share this recorded classes.
Okay. Okay, Mataji. Yes, Mataji, I'll share that. Yeah.
And please share the PDFs also.
PDFs I shared, Mataji. I think I shared.
No, it was not there in the group.
Which group, Mataji? You are in which group, Mataji? What is the name of
I am in the 6 a.m. Rashmi Mataji, I think batch. Let me check.
Okay, Rashmi Mataji. Okay. I think I did not share in that group. Yeah.
It's batch 4.
Aishwarya is
RAS.
sharing there, but I think what was
Batch
shared?
4.
Yeah,
RAS batch 4.
Yeah.
Batch 4.
Yeah.
Okay, Mataji, I'll check and I'll send.
And please share that Veda that what from where you told na, that we can read that Srimad Bhagavatam and other books. Yeah, because actually right now I got disconnected from this meeting and I rejoined and that link is not there.
Sure,
I'll show
Mataji.
you, Mataji. Here itself, I'll show you. Yeah, you can see here, Mataji. I'll type it. You can see. You can type Veda base VDABASE. Online Veda base.
Okay.
So you go to that site. All these books are there. All Srila Prabhupada's books are there.
Okay.
Bhagavad Gita as it is, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Krishna book, that's again from Bhagavatam, Science of Solution.
So there we have to pay or it is all free?
No, it's all free. Online you can read. You can see, Mataji.
Okay.
Srimad
And
Bhagavatam.
one more thing,
Yeah, you can see here.
I want to ask
this.
this. The,
yeah. So you can click wherever.
Okay, Prabhuji. And now one more thing I want to ask is, after this, when we will complete this 4th chapter, what will be the class timings? When you will merge the batch?
Only every Sunday, Mataji. This weekly class will be every Sunday. So that a weekly basis, even this same time, 8 o'clock, Mataji.
Okay. Sorry. Okay,
Morning
Prabhuji.
one time, Aishwarya Mataji is taking 6 o'clock. So
6
that we'll be having in the night 8 o'clock.
So you will be taking 8 p.m. batch, na?
8 p.m. batch I'll be taking. Sometimes maybe Dr. Suhas may take. He took the previous one batch, so he may be taking. So between us, we'll be taking the batch.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes.
No more raised hands, Prabhuji.
Sorry. So tomorrow, I think Mataji will not do the class because of that Sankalpa program which is there.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I think we can. That program is parallelly there.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So I think we'll continue on Monday, the 2nd chapter, the part 1, and then Tuesday is again Narsimha Jayanti. Wednesday, I think we can do the 2nd chapter, part 2. And Wednesday, not Wednesday, Thursday, I think 3rd chapter we can finish. So we are then Sunday to Sunday, we can continue the sequence, I think, after that.
Yeah, okay, Prabhuji.
I think the Aishwarya Mataji is also tomorrow not taking in the morning.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I think better we also winning, I think.
Devendra Prabhuji, you can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, can you forward all the PPTs, PDFs to group 12 also? Batch 12.
Batch 12. Yes, Prabhuji.
Which group, Prabhuji?
1 second, I'll tell you. English 3 p.m. PKD 2.
Yes. Somehow it was missed, I think. Maybe the Mataji is planning something. I have to ask her.
Because Prabhuji, from past 2 weeks, we did not receive any links for the class also.
I saw that. I noticed that. Nothing was posted there. Yeah.
By Prabhuji.
The 5 groups there, nothing were posted. Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Siddharth Prabhuji, you can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Actually, out of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and Sri Krishna, all these books written by Srila Prabhupada. And the Bhagavatam, basically, what are the main contents of Bhagavatam? And is it a part of Upanishada, or it is a one type of, the first time of Sri Krishna? Or,
This was the last work which is composed by Vedavyasa. Vedavyasa wrote all the Vedic literature. Before that, it was called Shruti. Shruti means as sound, it was coming from Guru to Shishya. So just when Kali Yuga is about to begin, Vedavyasa wrote it down into writing. So that time he divided the Veda into 4: Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharva. Then the philosophical aspects of it are called Upanishads. The prime important 108 Upanishads are there. Then he explained the Vedic knowledge through histories. That is called Purana. Purana means which will fulfill the understanding of the Vedas, Purayati. So he wrote 17 Puranas by that. Then he also wrote the Mahabharata. Mahabharata is also called Panchama Veda, the 5th Veda. It's also again history through which the Vedic knowledge is explained. But even after writing all these things, he was despondent. He was not satisfied. He was feeling some lacuna within himself. That was when he is trying to understand, his guru Narad Muni comes down. So then Narad Muni says, yes, you have done great work for the benefit of everybody, but still, because you have not given the essence of all this teaching, finally, to take shelter of the Lord, you have not focused on it. You have just given a overall overview, not the focus. That is why your position is like this. That's when Narad Muni, on Narad Muni's order, Vedavasa again sits to meditation. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite amale apashyat purusham purnam mayam chadad apashrayam. It says, the verses says in Bhagavatam that Vedavyasa again sat for self-realization. Then after that, he had the complete darshan of the Lord, and then he saw the only way is to render service to the Lord, bhakti, so devotional service to the Lord. So having that in mind, then he wrote this Bhagavatam. So then we can see Vedavyasa himself, even after writing all those Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, he himself was feeling lacuna. But that was it. Later he wrote the Bhagavatam. So that was when he finally achieved his own self-satisfaction. That is so the satisfaction for everybody, the Bhagavatam. So it's a unique literature, which is finally in the 10th canto talks about Krishna avatar, but slowly builds upon the science of God through the 9 cantos, the first, second, third. It's 18,000 shloka composition, Bhagavatam, which is also called as a Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalamidam. It is the summary of all Vedic knowledge. Just like if you have a tree, the mango or tree, you finally need the mango fruit, which is the essence of the tree. Similarly, it is said the Bhagavatam is the essence of the whole Vedic knowledge, Vedic tree of knowledge. So it's the final work of Vedavyasa, and it is said to be the Kali Yuga scripture. There is also a lot of glorification of Bhagavatam. So Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita is something which is spoken by Krishna, and Bhagavatam is something which is spoken about the Lord. So both are called Krishna Katha. Both are the topmost books of knowledge, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So Bhagavad Gita is spoken directly by the Lord. Bhagavatam is spoken about the Lord. So he had done various pastimes, various incarnations. So
thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Mataji, I think we are done for today.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, everybody. So tomorrow we will not be having the class. We'll continue on Monday, the second chapter, part 1, part 2. And Mataji, the quiz links you will be posting, Mataji. How will they be taking it?
Yes, Prabhuji, we'll be posting. Tomorrow we'll be posting.
Yeah, you can post that, I think. Yeah. Otherwise, website it is already always there. they can directly go through. Anyway, I think we post it better. That is better.
Okay, I'll post it, Prabhuji, today itself.
Maybe with them we can take some time because they'll have to prepare the reading the chapter and all. So
okay, sure.
First about 1 or 2 weeks, I think they will take up 2-3 weeks maybe to settle down. I think it will take some. It's not like previous quizzes, very straight multiple choice questions. It is little study is required in this second level quiz. Okay, thank you everybody. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.